Hey guys, Craig here. Fergie time. Today I have a fun episode with Pat from Yee Yee Jeeps. And yeah, he's a pretty mild mannered guy, but his group definitely is not. So it's fun to chat with him, just see how he got involved into wheeling and just the level that he's gotten to in a pretty short time. So he's done some crazy stuff. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate you guys. Guys, hey, this is Craig. Fergie time. Today I have a fun episode with Pat from, man, I struggle saying this all the time. Yee Yee. Just Yee
That's
Yee,
it.
right?
That's it.
Yee Yee. Yee Yee.
Yee Yee Jeeps.
So, Pat, you're out of where? Are you out of Texas?
I am. I'm in Magnolia, Texas, which is close to Houston.
So, Yee Yee Jeeps. What is that? What is Yee Yee Jeeps? Is it like a club? Is it just like trail rides? Is it a lifestyle? Is it just something like
Yee Yee came from Granger Smith, who's a country music singer. I've always had an obsession with his music because he has this alter ego called Earl Dibbles Jr. And he
okay.
sings songs as Earl Dibbles Jr., which is this stereotypical country boy. And
Okay.
so a lot of times the background music on my Instagram's Earl Dibbles Jr. It's songs like America or country boy song, different songs like that. Just one day we were thinking about, maybe we should start a Jeep club. I would routinely recruit people to go wheel with, right? My son created Yee Yee Jeeps Instagram account, posted a couple things on it. After a month or so, I took over and I started posting to it. He owns the YouTube account, so any Yee Yee Jeeps YouTubes for my son. We're both a little antisocial, so neither one of us likes to talk on video or be videoed on video. So, hence, you don't see a lot of us. You just see a lot of the Jeeps.
Right on. Well, I appreciate you suffering for us. So,
No worries.
all right. So you started this club called Yee. Is it mainly just Texas, or is it like I see your videos? You're in Utah. Like
Yeah,
you're all over the place.
it started with three of us, right? I had two coworkers who had Jeeps before me, and so I got into it with Tom and Ron. Which Tom is the green Commando green Jeep. Fritz. Ron is Rooster. Rooster has his own theme music, right? So every time I post a Rooster reel, it's
Okay.
what Alice
Okay.
in Chains. Here comes the Rooster. Three of us used to go, and there were times I'd want to go and they weren't available. And that's why I started recruiting more people to go with us, right? So we always had someone to go with. And it just kind of snowballed from there. But originally it was all Texas. But since then we do 3 or 4 big trips a year. And so we obviously love Sand Hollow. That's by far my favorite place to wheel. Johnson Valley is a close second. Rubicon Trail's a close second. We'll go there occasionally as well. We're headed to Johnson Valley in March. People would reach out to us about joining us on when we were on some of these trips, and then I also reached out to a couple like Ari. I reached out to him when we were doing a Sand Hollow trip, and he's like, "Yeah, why not?" And so he joined us, and so he's been part of the group ever since. And so when we go anywhere west, he usually joins us. But yeah, we've got folks scattered a little bit. Majority of folks are in Texas.
You're this mild mannered, quiet guy, and your group is anything but. Like you've got some of the most extreme videos. How does that happen? You guys get out there and you're just like, what's the most yee thing I can do right now? Or like,
We like to push the limit, test our rigs, see how far we can push them, which a lot of time results in breaks, but we've gotten pretty good at fixing them on the trail and keep going, continue to build them better. And so they break less. 2 or 3 years ago, there was a period of time where I literally broke mine every time we went out. Now, knock on wood, we just had a full week at Trail Hero, and I've done 3 trips since. No major problems.
the blue Jeep behind you is your Jeep?
Yeah,
What
it's
year
the
is that?
black one and the blue one.
Okay,
So
yeah, I see the
this,
black one a lot, and then I
yeah,
see the blue one a lot.
I drive the black one mostly.
Okay.
My son drives the blue one. They're both LS swapped, so they were both built by Bubba at Exodus Jeeps. And so they're LS swapped with a 6.2 liter LS. They both started out on Dynatrac 60s, and we kind of outgrew those. So now they're both running in the rear. They're running a East Coast Gear Fab 10 axle, which is basically an Ultra 4 axle. The black one has a Fab 10 in the front. The blue one's still running its Dynatrac in the front, and seems to be doing great.
Are you on 42s?
40s.
Oh,
They're
40s. Okay.
40K specs. At the moment, I don't plan to go 42s. I continue to say I'm not going 42s because I like to go fast, and 40s are a little bit lighter. My North Star for my Jeep is King of the Hammers. And most of the rigs that win King of the Hammers are still running 40s. That may start changing here. So you start seeing more 42s win, I might consider it.
Are you planning on entering King of Hammers anytime soon?
I don't expect I'll ever run King of Hammers official, but I am seriously considering the GenRight King of Hammers experience. Once a year, they basically run their own King of Hammers. It's very limited, so it's only like, I think it's around 15, 20 Jeeps that go, and they set up the fuel trucks and everything around the course for you, and it's done very professionally. But they run the original King of the Hammers trail instead of some of the ridiculous ones that actually get run during King of the Hammers now. So it's still all the hard trails, but it's a more traditional route.
So I saw a video of you rolling over in your black Jeep. Sand
Once or twice.
How many times have you rolled?
Just twice. I don't expect I'll ever roll again. I mean, that's the goal, right?
Right. Trust me, I know.
Both times, both my rolls, I made mistakes, and I know what the mistakes are. So,
what was your mistake in the sand one? Did you just cut it too hard, or
no? Well, kind of. So the mistake on the sand one is I was drifting going downhill. You don't drift going downhill because if you catch a rut, it's going to flop you every time. You can drift going uphill. You can drift going on flat ground. You know, around the crest of the dune, you can drift around the crest of the dune. But once you start getting some momentum going downhill, you got to pull out of it. The problem is we were doing it in a stupid spot. There were trees, and it's called the Oasis, and there's only like 5 trees in all of Sand Hollow, right? And they were at the bottom of the sand dune we were drifting on. And so I had to keep going in order to go through the trees without running into the trees. And so that's why I ended up drifting downhill, which was dumb. And then drifting when you have an opening as wide as the Jeep that you're aiming for, also probably not the smartest for a non-professional driver.
What about your other roll? Where was that?
So my other roll was on backdoor at Johnson Valley. I guess technically that was more of a flop than a roll, but I did end up on the top. That one was stupid. That one was my ego. Backdoor is a pretty gnarly obstacle, right? There's tons of videos out there on backdoor, people trying backdoor. When you get there, it doesn't look that hard. It really doesn't. And and when we were there, it was completely dug out. So it was, backdoor has different variations of difficulty depending on how dug out it is. It was the max dug out when we were there. So it had a hard, solid bottom. There were no rocks down there, no sand. It was just solid slate at the bottom, which is the max that it can be. If it was in Sand Hollow, you would literally walk up it. It does not look hard at all. I just got way overconfident. And I was like, I am totally going to one-shot this. Backed up and gave it everything she had and made it about halfway up. And then all of a sudden, she started slipping back. And instead of getting out of it, like I should have, I was adamant I was going to one-shot it, trying to let it kick back. It kicked back once onto the line, and then the second time it threw my front end all the way to the right, and then there was no saving it at that point. It was stupid. It was a dumb move. I'll never try to one-shot backdoor again. I will. It definitely earned my respect.
So what's your day job?
I'm an IT for a chemical distribution company.
You're an IT guy and you're out there fixing all these Jeeps, huh? That's cool.
Amazing what you can do on YouTube. You can learn a lot on YouTube without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. Some things maybe you shouldn't learn, but yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go out with a group, are you expecting somebody to do something stupid and roll, or because your group, like your videos, like I've seen some Jeep groups out there that are crazy and they have XJs or something. They don't care,
Yeah.
right? Like all of your rigs are nice. Like
Right.
you don't want to roll those.
No. We have no intention of rolling. When we roll, it's definitely a mental error. That's one probably misnomer of me or our group is most of us are actually pretty risk adverse. And so we'll do the crazy obstacle, but we usually study it quite a bit before we attempt it. An example is like Totally Nuts. I love that obstacle. Obsessed with it. I went on 2 trips to Sand Hollow before I attempted it once. Actually, Sean from Dirt Therapy, I was talking. He's kind of a local there, right? He has a house and visits there a lot. I was talking to him about it, and he told me, don't try it without stickies and don't try it without a built cage. And so I'm like, okay. So I need stickies and a built cage. And so just built the Jeep, a little bit for that obstacle. Watched a lot of videos. There's a guy from Just for Fun named Curtis who he's done it multiple times. And so I studied all his reels and got to the point where, okay, I think I can do this without rolling or causing damage. So now it's time to go try it.
And you didn't roll anywhere there, huh? You just roll on flat sand.
Well, downhill sand. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
We do like to push the limits of our rigs. With the right studying, we'll pretty much try any obstacle.
Well, I was going to say, was there a craziest thing or an obstacle that someone was going to attempt on one of your runs and they even made you say, nope, I'm not going to try that?
Yes. So there's another guy that joined our group that we refer to as peer pressure. And it's a very...
There's always one of those.
He's actually a little more... He's definitely less risk adverse than I am. Sometimes I'll pull up to an obstacle and I might put wheels on it and then say, nah, I don't think this is doable. And then he'll come in behind me and do it. And then it's like, oh, it is doable. Okay, then I'll try again and I'll do it right after I saw how he did it. There was one buggy line on the Fallen, which is in Sand Hollow. He attempted, which I was not going to attempt. I was like, there's no way. He attempted it and he did not make it. And so we went on, but we started studying it, seeing if anybody made it. We couldn't find anybody in a full body rig that made it. Came across John. He's a Ottaway Jeeping. He came really close to making it. He's never made it yet either, but he came really close. And so we started studying that and finding reels of people doing it in buggies and side by sides. And so the 3 of us were set. We were going to go do it. Last Trail Hero. I ended up being able to get up it. But again, that's one that when I first saw it, I was like, no way. And just move along here. There's nothing to see. Then you get obsessed with it and it's like, okay, how do we solve this?
What about recoveries? Any crazy recoveries you guys have had to do as a group or that you've had to take part in? We
like our recoveries for sure. That's part of it, right? A lot of people get bummed when there has to be a recovery. We kind of get it. I personally kind of get excited about it. I don't know. I just enjoy it.
You get to use all this stuff you bought and...
Well, I mean, wheeling's about problem solving, right? It's all about how do I get my Jeep over that obstacle. It's problem solving of, okay, if I put this tire here, that tire there. Recovery is very similar, right? How are we going to get this Jeep out? Well, if we put this here and that there, we can get it out. Probably we had a snowball recovery coming off of Pritchett Canyon, our very first time to Moab, where one of my Jeeps had a fluke issue where the alternator came unplugged, and so the battery died. And so it was just a flat out dead Jeep. We had no idea what it was. So we started dragging it. And I don't know if you've ever done Pritchett Canyon, but after you're done with Pritchett Canyon, it's like 20 miles to the highway over. It's just an annoying, constantly getting shooken up and just all these rocks that you're pulling over. And so with a dead Jeep, it's not a lot of fun. And so we got off the trail probably about 7, 8 p.m. The sun was starting to go down, so it was getting dark. So we started dragging it. I started dragging it with my black Jeep. And we got about halfway. One of the other Jeeps in our group, their track bar ripped off. And so we had to stop and weld the track bar back on. So we ended up sending a couple Jeeps back into town to get food because Moab shuts down at like 10 o'clock or something like that. So we sent a couple Jeeps in to grab tacos. We kept going, and then my black Jeep overheated from pulling the blue Jeep. The radiator fan went out for some reason. It overheated, so now I had 2 dead Jeeps. Eventually the tacos made it to us. We had some other Jeeps to pull them home, and we pulled into the campsite about 2 a.m. It was an adventure we won't forget for sure.
So we were talking before we got on about your YouTube, and your son runs it, I guess. So he does all the YouTube. So I watch the YouTube, and I enjoy your YouTube because it's just wheeling. Like, man, you don't do any fluff on it or anything. It's just like, this is what we're gonna show. It's the Z turn, blah blah blah, and it's all these Jeeps going through it. And
yeah, when you're antisocial and don't like being on video, that's the best you can do. We've discussed that the YouTubes would probably do better if he actually talked on them. And he's like, yeah, I'm okay.
I don't know. What's one trail you think every wheeler should experience at least once?
The Fallen's pretty special. Anybody who has any amount of patriotism in them definitely needs to run the Fallen. It's got memorials on every obstacle for different wars that we fought in.
I didn't know that.
It's a tribute to our fallen soldiers, right? That's what it's named after. The very end is a memorial with the flagpole, flag flying, and you go in there and there's all kinds of trinkets that people have left in the memorial for fallen friends and whatnot. But it's just, in my opinion, it's a must-do trail for wheelers. If you're in Sand Hollow, you have to do the Fallen. The maze is pretty special. I mean, the maze is just nonstop fun. So lots of fun obstacles on the maze. I think Pritchett Canyon's pretty fun as well. That's my favorite Moab trail.
Have you wheeled in Colorado?
I have. The only real rock crawling I've done in Colorado is Holy Cross. We came and did the San Juans. So we stayed in Ouray and did all the trails on the San Juans. Those are incredible. We're actually planning to go back and do those again this summer.
Okay.
And then on the way home, we're gonna hit Carnage Canyon. A lot in our group want to do Montrose area. I kind of label it our wives' trip, and so my wife's not a rock crawling fan at all, but she does enjoy like the San Juans.
Sure.
So she'll come and do the San Juans and then probably fly home when we go to do Carnage Canyon.
What's one modification your crew kind of swears by that other people underestimate?
He stitched TJ on Instagram. He's been telling me for years that I need to do a frame chop front bumper. And I'm like, nah, I do all the same obstacles. He's like, yeah, but you have to specifically wheel around your bumper. And it's like, yeah. So I finally broke down and put frame chop bumpers on both my Jeeps about a month ago. We went wheeling this weekend. Dylan in the blue Jeep made a line that was very difficult this weekend look very simple because of his frame chop bumper. It can definitely be a game changer if you're doing a lot of steep vertical climbs.
Oh, man. Right on. What advice do you give to the newbies that join your group?
Most of the stuff we do, there's bypasses for, so we're not going to put anybody on an obstacle they're not ready for yet. We also have some that look pretty gnarly, but they're actually pretty easy. And so we'll put people on them and they'll get pretty excited and happy of, I can't believe I just did that. And that's always cool to see. Gets them a little hooked on the whole rock crawling thing. Any
superstitions as a group?
We definitely don't like to use the phrase one more time. I'm going to try it one more time because we always break when we try it one more time. My roll in the sand, I had done it 3 times previously, and Ari told me, hey, I want to get a different shot. Do it one more time.
So it's Ari's fault.
Absolutely. No, it was our fault for being stupid and doing it at the Oasis. There's a million sand dunes out there we could have been doing that on that don't have trees at the bottom of them.
So where do you see your group going from here? Just more community, more trips?
We did a big trail run December of 24, and it was a lot of fun, but it was also a lot of work. It wasn't just a trail run, right? It was a whole experience. So it was food. We ate really well and all of that. The whole group afterwards is like, that was fun, but we have more fun when it's just us doing our normal thing. And so we're going to do another one in April. I don't know that we'll advertise much. We're not going to pre-register people and take money. We're not going to offer food to everybody. It's just going to be, hey, we're going to be out at Katimsi Rocks. If you want to come out, come on out. It's a open wheeling weekend. We're just doing this for fun, right? We enjoy each other's company. We go out. It's a time to cut loose. We might drink a little too much here and there occasionally. It's all amongst friends, and it's a no drama group.
How long have you been wheeling? I should have started with that.
About 2017, 2018, somewhere in there.
Wow, so not really all that long.
Mm-mm. No.
Man, you got bit by the bug hard and just
100%. I have an obsessive...
What's the wife feel about that?
She doesn't like it at all.
No.
She's seen some of the obstacles I've done, and she doesn't like it at all. She would rather I quit tomorrow. I've got an obsessive personality when it comes to my hobbies, so I just always go all out on the hobbies, and this one I think is going to stick.
Rapid fire questions. Ready? Most used tool in your kit?
Probably my impact gun. We're always pulling the impact out.
Most useless mod you still love?
The useless mod I love is actually the Yee Yee Jeeps emblem in the... You can't really see it on video, but
yeah,
I've got it lit up. So when I turn the rock lights off, the Yee Yee Jeeps lights up. And totally useless, but I absolutely love it. I love the way it looks.
Favorite trail snack?
Pickles.
Really? You bring a jar of pickles out with you, or
100%? We always have pickles on the trail. Keeps you hydrated.
Night run or morning crawl?
Night run.
Well, then you can use your Yee Yee Jeep rock light setup.
Absolutely.
Bucket list trail.
Fordyce. I definitely
isn't that where that's where the 24 Hell and Back they just did was Fordyce, I think.
Oh, did they?
So
they moved, they do a different
last
place
week.
Every time.
Yeah, they do. But their last one I think was at Fordyce. If your life had a theme song, what song would it be?
America by Earl Dibbles Jr. It's just funny, but it's a patriotic song from a stereotypical country boy.
There you go. Dude, thanks for hanging out, and I know this has been painful for you, but you've done very well.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, that was fun. I think I told Pat I thought he did well for a half hour of agony for him, but it's fun to see what that group's doing, and I definitely want to get out, wheel with those guys sometime, and yeah, it just looks like a good bunch of guys doing some crazy stuff. So hope you got something from it. Like, subscribe, questions, let me know.